Peace, 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 Taurus. Welcome to your November horoscope. All planets are direct this month, giving you some extra mojo. It's a great time for launches, big decisions, agreements, investing, moves, planning, and new projects. Although I would highly advise everybody listen to my Aries full moon video, as I suspect that we could experience an economic collapse, and that full moon is the mark of energy that we'll see playing out through that next year. So be mindful of that, family. And then we have Venus shadow starts November 18th and will actually retrograde December 19th. So it's best to deal with past issues, detoxing, decluttering, finishing old projects, research, relax, and just go with the flow. If you go to my website, family, on my blog site, you can check out my Venus retrograde blog where I go through the do's and don'ts for a Venus retrograde. But overall, old things are coming back from the past. However, old things are coming back from the past. I think we can see some things, especially from January to May, because that's when these outer planets went retrograde. And so now that they're all direct, I really feel like a flood of information that perhaps we started at that time but didn't see the completion of that. We can have that opportunity now. Also, we have a flood of positive energy between the 26th, 29th, and 30th of November. Something like 9 positive aspects between this time. So, of course, you're going to be flooded and overwhelmed with beautiful love and things coming in. And with that being said, I feel like I'm never the person to tell anybody not to do stuff during a retrograde. Like, I feel like we all have our lives happening and we can't always not do stuff, right? So, family, just be mindful that any of these things coming through, you might have to repeat again. There could be some technical issues. You might have to bring stuff back if you're buying stuff, like all the normal things that come with the retrograde can be experienced at this time. But just know that it is because of the retrograde, right? Okay. And then we have Scorpio season. So Scorpio is highly emotional energy to your relationship sector. This can be great or not so great. So ask yourself, what kind of support do you need in your relationships? What kind of support are you giving to your relationship? Sorry, family, I could not read my writing there for a minute. And your relationship, what are your relationship to other things? Now, I've been on this rant about relationships and other things for the longest time, because I'm not anti-relationships. I just know that a lot of the times when we are experiencing issues in our relationships, it's because we are not being true to ourselves, right? That's just the bottom line. And so I'm always going to be more focused on your relationship to things. And I always indicate when I do my lives and my horoscopes at any given time, if it's something that you should truly and honestly be like, it's really, this is definitely going to be about your relationship, right? There are times where that can clearly be seen, but I feel like over this period of time, with the placements that we've had, it has genuinely been more about self-care, self-knowledge, self-awareness, and getting grounded in that. And so if you are having these kind of um, these kind of issues coming up within your relationships, all it is saying is get a little bit more grounded on whether or not you are truly happy, because you can only make somebody else happy if you are happy, right? And so that could be a theme that's coming up for my Tauruses. Um, this month. And then we have the Sagittarius coming up in December. So Sagittarius is causing things to speed up for your sign. You'll be very, very busy this month, especially once Venus enters Sagittarius, which is on the 7th family. So be looking out for that video, as well as I break down that energy and how that could be playing out on the world stage, and for you personally, or for us as a people personally. Okay. All right. And then every 6 months we have a new eclipse cycle. So we are now closing out the Gemini Sagittarius cycle. So anything you learn from this cycle that has to do with how we gather information, how we share information, education systems, working from home, and mobility, for the Gemini side. And then from the Sagittarius side, the teaching, learning, starting a course, or again, getting a job. This also rules immigration and travel will be highlighted throughout these next few months. So you can go look back to March to see what was coming up to you, to track that process. But again, family, just be mindful as you are wrapping up the cycle, so are we on the world stage. So understanding and knowing what's going on globally will help know whether or not your decisions and what you learned and how to move forward within those, whether or not they'll be affected by what the world stage chooses. And do not let this shatter or shake what you have come to the conclusion of, even if it's something that you have to put on the back burner because of some governmental laws, restrictions, or whatever it is they're planning on doing. Lord knows, it's always a freaking surprise to everybody. So I just wanted to send that message though, because this time has been such a great time. I feel like even if we've had more bad times than good times, we're on the precipice of freedom, family. Don't let that go. Okay. Don't let it go. Hold on to that and negotiate where you need to negotiate to make sure to keep that theme alive. That is going to be the key. Do you understand what I'm saying to you throughout this entire time? Okay. All right. And then we'll be starting a new eclipse cycle around finances, self-efficiency, environmental topics, sustainability, food, redistribution of wealth, and shared resources. The last time we had this eclipse cycle was 2012 through 2014. And so a lot of these themes can be showing up, definitely repeating, but I feel like in very different ways. So you can even see growth within these themes that are coming up for you at this time. The way I've been really thinking about this now is the eclipses represent the nodes in our personal birth chart. So you have the South node that rules your skills and knowledge that you came here with, and the skills and knowledge that you were born with, that you gained from birth all the way up until age 30, 35. And so what are we seeing here are our generational lineage, our bloodline. What have we learned from our past generations and information? What storylines are playing out? What have we collected and taken on? What is working for us? What is no longer working for us, right? And so we're kind of experiencing this process throughout the eclipse cycles, right? And then you have your North Node, which is your mission, your purpose in this lifetime. And so, how are you carrying out your lineage? Did you have one? Are you starting one? And what does that look like for you moving forward within this process? And so just you again, you really get the opportunity within these eclipse cycles to gain more pieces of your generational lineage. And how are you playing a role within that process? And from age 35 to 42, you're figuring out, you're trying new things, you're transforming, you're fluctuating back and forth, learning what your mission, your purpose is in this lifetime. And then from 42 to 48, you are mastering that process. And so, family, if you are looking for your horoscope for the Taurus eclipse, this is your eclipse, which, by the way, family, when I do the live on there, this will undoubtedly be for Tauruses. That is going to be your horoscope. So be on the lookout for that. But if you want your own personal horoscope written out for you, for your in relation to your chart, you can join the Cosmic Connection group by scrolling down to the bottom of the page. Click on become a member, and it'll take you right to the Cosmic Connection group, where you get over 200 horoscopes written by me, as well as previous eclipse season, where again, you have this great opportunity to see where have you grown within this process. You know, what are you understanding differently? And how is that playing out for you? What generational lineage are you passing down to your family? Okay. And so another thing to note is that if you are an avid horoscope reader, you've probably noticed a few different things. It's always on point, a little early, or you experience it later down the line. The reason for that is because every sign has 3 decans in it. It has 3 decans in it because each house equals out to 30 degrees. And so, okay, so what happens is you'll experience these within your horoscope at different times. And so I have broken those down for you. So you have your early degree placements, which are the people who are coming out of a new sign, right? You're the start of a new sign to the beginning of the month. From the 1st of the month to the 10th of the month, and from the 10th of the month onward. And so again, I break these down in your horoscopes for you. But if you're interested in doing the research on your own family, for the early degree Tauruses, you will be experiencing this in the first house, which is you. Again, this is all about you. I think this is going to be just absolutely magnificent for all my Taurus placements. I can't wait to see how this affects you and the outcomes for you all. I'm really excited about it. But you can do any Google search for Aries. The first house rules Aries. So Aries themes and characteristics, that's going to let you know how you'll be experiencing in this in your during this time. And then for my middle and late degree Tauruses, you'll be having this in the sign of Pisces. And so doing any research around Pisces themes and characteristics will let you know how you'll be experiencing this throughout this time. But again, family, if you want your horoscopes written out for you in the Cosmic Connection group, you can most definitely go and sign up to become a member. You also get weekly horoscopes every Saturday. Family, I hope this information was helpful. Peace.